Salvage ship the Wretched. Flight Engineer Pepper reporting. The other members of the crew are dead, and the engines remain non-operational, though the ship integrity remains good, and life support systems are still active. I successfully jettisoned the anomaly from the airlock, but it remains alive and continues to try to access the ship. With a little luck, I can repair the distress beacon, and somebody will pick me up. Hopefully. This is Vincent Pepper, the last survivor of the Wretched, signing off. Day 2, Salvage ship the Wretched. Flight Engineer Pepper reporting. It was the smell that woke me up. Not that I slept much anyways, knowing that anomaly was out there, but I caught a few minutes of shut-eye here or there. The stench got me up for good, though. Maintenance panel gave a warning for a leak in the lower aft side shaft. That would explain the smell. Good old poop chute sprung a leak. Apparently the leak was not a problem, as it only took about half an hour to fix, but God, that smell. Space grub may keep you alive, but sure doesn't do any favors for the aftermath. Cleaning up took quite a bit longer, and I had to throw that jumpsuit in the incinerator because there was no way that smell was coming out of it. Afterwards it was quiet. Too quiet. While working on the leak, it felt like before. Like it was just doing my job. Then up to the galley for some grub. Only this time, I'm here alone. Nothing but me and my thoughts in an empty galley. She was always loud. I could always count on hearing Ireland laughing or yelling as I got close to the galley. Sometimes I wondered if she even did work on the ship, as she always seemed to be in the galley. Even in a jumpsuit, she looked great. I picked up on the flirty signals, and I hope she picked up on mine. I'm sure she did. She mentioned how bored she was with the same card games with the same faces every night. I slyly told her, maybe one day we can find a more exciting evening. She gave me a sweet grin and a nod. That was only a few hours before the anomaly hit. Now she's not here. Day 3, Salvage ship the Wretched. Flight Engineer Pepper reporting. I woke up in the galley today. Must have been too tired to get in my rack. I didn't want to go back to those quarters anyways. Not that it matters where I sleep, since I'm just one crewman on a ship adrift in space full of dead crewmates. If I don't get the engines running or the distress beacon working, I'm going to end up joining them all anyways. So I spent the day poring over the engines, crossing wires, reading schematics till my eyes crossed. There's nothing that I can see physically wrong with the engines. I have no idea why they are not working. I had to get First Mate Tam's ID badge off of his body so I could check the food stores. His body's still crumpled in a corner on the bridge, as I've not yet got the nerve to move any of them yet. I don't know why they kept the food locked up, but I'm sure, there's a reason for everything on a ship. Maybe once they had a crewman that stole food. Who knows? Who cares? Seems I have plenty in the food stores to eat for a while, and plenty to drink as long as the purification system keeps running. Day 4, Salvage ship the Wretched. Flight Engineer Pepper reporting. I went into the other crew quarters today. Been avoiding that since that night. Looks like a bomb went off in there. Everything strewn about. Cots twisted like pretzels. Bodies too. Found a code pad though. Should be helpful in troubleshooting any problems that may arise in the future. Felt hope for the first time when I found it. But then I heard it. A light tap 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 on the outside hole, followed by the sound of scratching on metal. Staccato sound like running a stick across a grate or a fence. The anomaly must know where I am in the ship, as the heat exchange vents would open to the vacuum to normalize temperature inside the hole, and whenever a heat vent opens would most likely be the place I was in the ship. I've turned the heating down shipwide to prevent this happening in real time, giving up my location to the anomaly outside. I'll just have to wear some extra layers from now on. Day 5. Salvage ship the Wretched. Flight engineer Pepper reporting. That sounds all I hear in my dreams now. Screeches and screams that fade in like a vehicle approaching you and then floating off in the distance and then coming around again. The Doppler effect, that's what they called it in school. Yes, screeches and screams attached to the Doppler effect. That's the sound that thing makes. That's what I heard when I was hiding. When I survived as everyone else died. Found something on the bridge I have trouble describing. It looked like thick skin, thicker than leather, almost like a thick cut of steak or meat. It was black as the void, streak of gelatinous brown behind it. Seemed fresh. It was disgusting. I threw a towel over it so I didn't have to look at it again. Leave it to the linens to save me. That's where I was when it all started. In the dark. Hiding, shut in a linen storage compartment. Clutching towels and bedsheets in fear over my face and ears as the anomaly rampaged through the ship. And all the junk, I came across a journal that Tam kept. He spent the majority of his life on ships, and I guess this journal was how he kept levity in his mind for long hauls. His last entry mentioned planning a discussion with his partner about a career switch so they can spend more time together. God damn it. As I was reading, the overhead lights began to flicker and eventually went out, so I crawled in the hull space to check the wiring. Easy fix. Just a bit tougher to do when you're stuck in the hull space, not a lot of room to maneuver in there. But I found it somewhat comforting in that tight space. Seems like it'd be a good place to hide if I needed to again. Or maybe not. With my back pressed against the outside hull, I could feel it. That thing out there. Just on the other side, a few meters from me. I could feel its energy pulling at me. Pulsating. Like it was trying to taste my soul. Should get some sleep tonight. Probably not. Day 6. Salvage ship the Wretched. Flight engineer Pepper reporting. It was fucking freezing in here. The damn main generator blew this morning and I was able to fix it, but I had to take the Osmium turbine out of the backup and put it in the main. Not that big of a deal. Heat's back on, but I only have the main generator now. No backup in case the main goes down. I decided to clear out the second shift crew quarters today. Sleeping in the galley wasn't doing any favors for my back. And second shift quarters are smaller. Seems a little more comforting to me in the current situation. I took Ireland, Pryor, and Kinsey's bodies to aft storage, along with anything of their personal effects that wasn't destroyed. As I returned to the main deck, I noticed a large gouge in the wall that ran from the bottom of the steps all the way to the top. Was the anomaly trying to rip the ship in half when it attacked? What does it have that can rend a metal like that? And if it can do that, why hasn't it torn open a hole, coming and gotten me? Day 7. Salvage ship the Wretched. Flight engineer Pepper reporting. Spent the night chasing the thoughts in my head rather than sleeping. The hell is this thing? It can rip metal. It can survive the vacuum, the cold, the radiation of space. Is there only one or a bunch of these things? How? Science says it's not possible for something like that to exist. Maybe it's a being of pure energy, a god, or a devil, a demon. When it attacked, the lights seemed to intensify when it was nearby. Maybe that's why all the systems seemed to be on the fritz afterwards. It could be out there right now, staring through the windows of the observation deck. I avoided going up there because I was always afraid as soon as I looked out the windows to see the black void, it would be out there staring right back at me. But today I took care of that problem, as I welded some steel plates over them. I really don't want to see what's out there anyways. But then it decided to talk to me. It called me over the comms and told me fear was as delicious as death. Fuck that. I killed the comms. I tried to leave the bridge immediately after that, but the door locks failed and I was stuck in there. I was afraid I was going to hear that voice again. Luckily I had the code pad with me and helped me reroute the power, and the door opened easy enough. However, I dropped the damn thing and I busted it. God, I hate this place. Day 8. Salvage ship the Wretched. Flight Engineer Pepper reporting. All sensors tell me that I'm still adrift in a sea of nothingness. I had hoped maybe whatever momentum we had when the engines died would have pushed me close to a planet or a moon. Or something. My only company is that thing out there, and after yesterday I don't want to talk to it. Also, the water purification is acting up. Tastes like ammonia. Whatever. Not the worst thing that's happened recently. I've made a list of good hiding spots in case that thing does make it in here. The whole space by the galley, the linen closet, starboard sauna room, engine maintenance shaft, and the food storage area. Not that it matters. If that thing makes it in here, I'm probably screwed either way. Delicious as death. What the hell does that even mean? Delicious as death. It's like that song that gets stuck in your head. It just won't go away. Ever since I heard it yesterday. I need to stop repeating it. The anomaly tried to get in through the observation deck. Luckily I put those plates on there. I'm a good welder, but still had my doubts. I opened up all the heat vents in the stern, and I heard it scuttle to the back of the ship. Welded a few more plates over the windows in the observation deck. Better to be safe than sorry. Delicious as death. Day 9. Salvage ship the Wretched. Flight Engineer Pepper reporting. Crooked. That was the name. Today I glanced into first shift crew quarters for the first time. Those are my quarters with my bunkmates and co-workers. Crooked the bear. The stuffed animal that Mangiini's daughter gave her when we left port. She was still holding on to it. For some reason afterwards, I decided to disassemble the port engine. Maybe I could figure something out. Who the hell designed this model? It's still in pieces. I left it all there. I don't have time for that. I noticed a light blinked on the comm panel earlier, showing it picked up a signal. First I thought it was probably that thing wanting to talk to me again. Delicious as death. I hesitated, but I turned it on. The static, the silence, faint signal. I think I heard the number 58. Before more garbled static and it went silent. I believe 58 was our vector quadrant, but only the captain would know that. I need to figure out a way to send out a signal. I'm so damn stupid. I went outside. I opened the heat exchangers in the stern, and predictably the anomaly scuttled to the rear of the ship. And I quickly went up under the bridge and worked on the external antenna. I think I got it working, but that damn beacon's still broken. Day 10, salvage ship the Wretched. Flight engineer Pepper reporting. I did it. I got it working. The beacon is sending out a signal, and my only hope is that somebody hears it. Somebody picks it up. Please. Of course, the day couldn't be all rainbows as the gravity wave generator went down. I had to pull myself all the way down to the lowest deck to get it running again. My arms are shot. Day 11. Salvage ship the Wretched. Flight engineer Pepper reporting. Damn thing's been moving all over the ship this morning. Maybe it recognizes the beacon is working. I don't know. It's skittering all over the damn place. Keep having a dream about what happens if it gets in. Takes its time with me, unlike the others. The weight has it salivating, hungering, wanting. My fear is delicious. Delicious as death. I think as it was running around the hole, it jammed the evaporator intake. Most of the stuff in food storage got soaked and moldy. Bright side is starvation would deny that thing the pleasure of me. I also had to change out the O2 filters. I didn't realize the carbon dioxide sensor warning, as that was Mangini's job, and I never paid attention to that panel. That's why it takes a crew to run a ship. While I was down there changing the filters, I noticed the whole life support system seems to be on its last legs, shuddering and grinding. Can't be good. Reminds me that Ireland mentioned something to me about a week before the attack. A dream she had been having about the ship getting too close to a black hole and couldn't escape because all the systems were failing. Day 12. Salvage ship the Wretched. Flight engineer Pepper reporting. Still no signs of any ships entering this vector. Nobody's probably hearing that damn beacon. But the collision alarms went off. But, like I said, all the sensors showing nothing in near space. Probably just picking up the anomaly as it prods over the ship, trying to find a way in. What is it waiting for? Day 13. Salvage ship the Wretched. Flight engineer Pepper reporting. I guess I left too many exposed wires in the port engine. Fire suppression system came on, but it wasn't enough. It's out of control now. Probably spread through 3/4 of the lower decks. I killed all the alarms because, what's the point now? Killed the beacon too. No reason for anybody to take their time to try to find me. It's over. I'm sure no one will ever hear this, but I guess I needed to say goodbye to someone, even if it is the dark void of space. Take comfort that the thing will not have the pleasure of taking me, or my delicious fear. You never got me, you son of a bitch. Wretched Pepper. Signing off.